Hopefully you've had a chance to watch my introductory video to lesson 5. That's called The Auction in Bridge, an Introduction to Bidding. If you haven't seen that, maybe you've already played some bridge and are familiar with the idea that, unlike in mini bridge, each hand starts with an auction. And in the auction, players take it in turns to make bids. And this determines which side declares the contract and which player becomes declarer. It also determines whether there's a trump suit or whether to play in no trumps. And it also determines how many tricks the declaring side are contracted to win. Now, each bid in the auction tells our partner and the opponents something about our hand. In fact, you can think of bidding in bridge as a language that has just a few words in its vocabulary. In this lesson, we're going to look at one particular bid in our bidding vocabulary. It's the opening bid of one no trump. But before we do that, let's just be clear on what we mean by opening bid. Okay, so in the auction, we start with dealer. Here, dealer is shown as sitting south. Each player gets to make a call. Now, a call in an auction is simply either a bid or a pass. So each player can decide perhaps they don't want to make a bid and they will simply pass, or they might want to make a bid. The first player who chooses to make a bid is always termed opener. You normally need at least 12 high card points to open the bidding in an auction. So if you don't have 12 high card points, for now, we're always going to pass. We'll learn later in the course that actually you may be able to open the bidding with far fewer than 12 high card points, depending on the shape of your hand. But for now, we're going to make it a requirement that you won't open the bidding unless you've got 12 high card points or more. So if you pick up a hand and it's your turn to bid and you haven't got 12 high card points, then pass for now. So in this example here, South is the dealer and they've chosen to pass. Perhaps they've got fewer than 12 high card points. But West has chosen to make an opening bid of one no trump. Now, the opening bid of one no trump shows a very particular type of hand. Firstly, it tells your partner, and it also tells the opponents, that you have between exactly 12 and 14 high card points in your hand, and it shows a balanced shape. Now, a balanced shape means effectively that you've got some cards in every suit. But more specifically, it means we haven't got a suit where we've got a void. A void is a suit where we hold no cards at all in that suit. It also means we haven't got a suit where we hold just a singleton. A singleton is where we've just got one card in that suit. It also means a balanced shape also means we haven't got a 6-card suit or any longer than 6-card suit. And also that we don't have more than 2 doubletons in our hands. Now, doubletons are suit holdings where we've only got 2 cards in that particular suit. Now, it becomes much easier to grasp this concept of a balanced hand when we look at some example hands just coming up. So bear with me, but just think of a balanced hand as a particular type of shape. And again, a little bit of everything. Some cards in every suit is a good way of thinking at it. But the key thing is not more than 2 doubletons. Another thing about the opening bid of one no trump is, in bidding theory, we call this a limit bid. And that's because it defines the range of opener's hand to a particularly narrow range of high card points, here 12 to 14. That's really useful information for responder. And later on, when responder has to work out what to do, they have a lot of information about opener's hand, and that will help them. Let's look at some example hands with which you might choose to open one no trump. This first one here, let's look at the shape first of all. We've got 4 cards in clubs, 3 in diamonds, 3 in hearts and 3 in spades. That's a very balanced shape. As you can see, we haven't got any voids. We haven't actually even got any doubletons, certainly no singletons, and there's no 6-card or longer suit here. So this is a very balanced shape. 3, 3, 3, 4 is the most balanced you can be. We've also got 12 high card points, so that's just enough to describe our hand with one no trump. So this is a perfect hand to bid one no trump on. A one no trump opening bid describes our hand as 12 to 14 points and balanced. So partner will have a good idea what we've got. Here's a second example. Here we've also got a balanced shape. We've got 4 cards in spades, 4 cards in hearts, we've got 2 in diamonds, that's a doubleton, and we've got 3 cards in clubs. So we've only got one doubleton, we don't have any 6 card suits, we haven't got any voids or singletons. So this again is very balanced. Our actual shape we would call it as 4-4-2-3 here, but that's a very balanced shape as well. And now we've got 14 high card points. And again, that's at the top end of our range, but that's still very suitable for opening the bidding with an opening bid of one no trump. So again, if we open one no trump, partner will understand what sort of hand we have here. And the third example, here we're slightly less balanced, but we would still call this a balanced hand. We've got a 5 card suit here. We've got these 5 diamonds. We've got one doubleton, that's 2 cards holding in clubs here. We've got 3 cards in spades and 3 cards in hearts. So this is what we would call a 5-3-3-2 shape, or in this case it's 3-3-5-2. But that sort of shape is still classed very much as a balanced hand. And here we've got 13 high card points. If you add those together, 7, 8, 10, 13 high card points there. And again, this would definitely qualify for an opening bid of one no trump. Okay, so there are many examples that you can come up with following those sort of shapes, but providing you're one of these particular types of shape and you have between 12 and 14 high card points, then your hand is ideal for opening with one no trump. So the golden rule here, and this will really help your bidding in future and help your bridge as you move forward. If your hand has a balanced shape and 12 to 14 high card points and nobody else has yet bid, then always choose to open the bidding with a bid of one no trump. Okay. If somebody else has already bid, you wouldn't be able to bid one no trump now. That requires something different, which we'll learn much later in the course. But if nobody's bid so far, the best way to describe your hand is with an opening bid of one no trump. And we would make an opening bid on one no trump on all sorts of shaped hands, all sorts of hands in these particular shapes, and anything in that range, 12 to 14 high card points. So let's look at some more examples and see whether these hands are right to open with one no trump. Hand 1. Is it balanced? Well, yes, it's got a 4-4-3-2 shape. So we've only got one doubleton, there's no singletons, there's no voids, and there's no 6 card suit. So it's certainly balanced. But what about the strength? Well, it's got 15 high card points. If you add up the high card point values of all those honour cards, it's 15 high card points. That hand would be too strong to open one no trump. Okay, so we can't use an opening bid of one no trump to open that hand. Now later on in lesson 7 we'll find out, of course, that we don't pass with this hand, we do make an opening bid, and we'll find out more about which particular opening bid we make, because this is a nice hand and we want to open the bidding with it. Hand number 2. Is it balanced? Well, yes, we've got a 4-3-3 shape, so it couldn't be more balanced. Look at the strength. 4 cards, 6, 9, 11 high card points. So again, we're outside of that 12 to 14 high card point range. So now we would have to pass. We're too weak to open one no trump. We're too weak to open the bidding at all with this type of hand, and it's far better to pass. Hopefully partner might have an opening hand and they might be able to open the bidding, or alternatively, if our opponents end up declaring a contract, we've got some nice cards here that we might take a few tricks in defense and even beat their contract. Hand number 3. Okay, let's look at the strength first. Well, in terms of strength, it's got 14 high card points. So do we open one no trump? No, we don't. Because let's look at the shape. Is it balanced? Well, no, it's got 2 doubletons. It's got a doubleton holding in hearts and a doubleton holding in diamonds. So it's the wrong sort of shape to open with a bid of one no trump. So here, it's better to find another opening bid. And again, we can't open one no trump with this hand, but we will find the correct opening bid when we get to lesson 7 in our series. And the last hand we're going to look at here, it's got 14 high card points. So again, it's in the right range, But let's look, is it balanced? Well, clearly it's not balanced. It's got a singleton. It's got a singleton spade here. That's not a balanced hand at all. Okay, so again, we can't open one no trump with this hand, but we will find out how we will open this in lesson 7. So those are examples of hands where we wouldn't open one no trump. So that's the end of the first part of this lesson. What we'll look at in part 2 is what do you do as responder, as the partner of the player who has opened the bidding one no trump.